Hi, I'm Liesel Daisley, and I'm Anudda Bajan. I was the younger of two children, so I have an older brother. So I'm the baby in the family, which is really a fun place to be, being the last, because you get spoiled. And my parents, I would say, did spoil me. Well, and I think they spoiled my brother too. But being the last girl certainly helps. Um, my brother and I, we had fun together growing up. Obviously, when I grew up, there were no devices to keep us occupied. So we spent a lot of time doing a lot of outdoor activities. So we had bikes that we rode, we had roller skates, we had a skateboard, we had cat guns, we played with gutter perts, we climbed trees, we catch tadpoles, we jumped out of buildings. We just had so much fun growing up and running around, going and picking akis and picking dunks and picking mangoes and stuff, things that you now buy at a roundabout, for $2. But, growing up, we had so much fun, especially like in the vacation time when we were at home. We just did a lot of exploring and stuff. And I would say that my childhood was truly fun, truly enjoyable. I enjoyed it immensely. Growing up, my dad was really into photography, and naturally, my brother and I were his subjects and guinea pigs. So I remember as a child, he used to wake us up like really early in the morning. I'm even not sure how early, but before the sun rose. And I remember this one morning in particular, he woke us up early and he took us for a walk in this field, and he was like trying to find the right picture, and he saw this tree and he decided to hang me from this tree. So I'm on the tree hanging, and I'm hanging there waiting for the sun to rise, and I couldn't move until the sun came up at the right angle so that he could get like that perfect shot of me hanging from a tree and the sun rising. And he was really into black and white photos, so it made a very beautiful picture. We have tons of photographs as children because my dad was always experimenting. In our home, he actually had a dark room. I don't know if you remember dark rooms, but that's where you go to, what would be the word, develop the photos. So he had different bins with different chemicals. So once he gets the film out and everything and somehow gets it onto paper and puts it in this chemical and then puts it in another chemical, you see the photos starting to develop. And then, he would hang them up so they would dry and stuff. That's like really old time way of doing photographs. But yeah, we had a dark room in our house. So when he was in there developing photos, we knew not to enter and to just leave him alone, because if we opened the door and light got into the room, it would spoil the pictures. So sometimes, we would be in there with him watching the process, and it was really enjoyable. And I learned a lot. And I actually developed a love for photography just because of that and growing up in that kind of environment. So the COVID period hit us, and it was a new experience for everybody. And, like most people during the lockdown, I decided, I'm gonna keep fit and exercise and stuff. There was a period where you could go outside and stuff, so I would go outside on evenings and do some exercise, and I would take my weights and exercise and stuff, and I was really getting into it. One evening, after I was completing my exercises, and I went inside and decided I was going to clear a drain that was clogged up. So I used this chemical in the drain along with some hot water, and the clog exploded on me. I suffered second-degree burns that night. I could feel like my skin was on fire. You know, it was excruciating pain. I didn't know what to do because naturally this is the first time I'm getting burns. It went into my eyes. I could feel my face burning, my arms, my chest. So I just ran into the shower basically. Unfortunately, I was alone in the house at the time. And I just ran into the shower and I let like cold water just run all over me to see if it could soothe it, but it was not making a difference. So I could barely see, and I made my way to the phone, and somehow I was able to call my mom, and I told her to call an ambulance that I just got burnt. And she called the ambulance, and in the meantime, while she was doing that and stuff, I went back in the shower because I could feel my skin really burning, and I ran the cold water on me so I could cool down. Again, I wasn't cooling down. My mom called me back and said that the ambulance can't come just like that. They have to speak to me to find out what's going on and so on. So they actually called me and I explained to them what happened, and they were there in a short space of time. In the meantime, my mom came by and she said that my brother read online that when you have burns, you put raw egg on it. So I'm smiling now, but you know, I'm standing in the kitchen with my mom and like she's cracking the eggs and just literally throwing them on me. So she would crack an egg, throw it on me, crack an egg, throw it on me. So you can imagine what I looked like and smelled like, and also what the kitchen looked like and smelled like, because you know, eggs are runny, so it's, you know, falling all over my body and it's falling all over the floor, it's everywhere, and she just cracking one egg after the next and just throwing it on me. So naturally when the ambulance came, I smelled like an omelette. But I was so badly burnt when they put me in the ambulance, they had to cut my clothes off because I wasn't able to like raise my hands to take my clothes off and that type of thing. So they had to cut my clothes off, and then they washed off the egg and stuff with saline solution and transported me to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, where I spent the entire night in a room with, I would say, about 6 or so doctors, everybody checking me, doing different things. So I had 2 ophthalmologists checking my eyes. Apparently the first layer of my eyes were burnt off, which is why I couldn't see properly. So they had to treat my eyes. I had an ENT. They were checking my ears, my nose, my throat, making sure that there was no swelling, and so that I would be able to breathe properly. Another doctor was taking photographs of the burns. And mind you, up until this point, I had not seen myself, so I didn't know how badly I had looked. So another doctor was taking photographs of me to send to a plastic surgeon to see, you know, what she would say in terms of treatment. I had regular medical doctors that were checking my vitals. Naturally, I was hooked up to monitors and so on. They had to actually give me morphine for the pain because it was excruciating. The kind of chemical that I was burnt with was the kind that keeps on burning. Unfortunately, it was an alkaline. So it doesn't stop burning. It just kept on burning deeper and deeper into my skin. So literally, I didn't sleep at all. I just felt the burning sensation from night right until morning. I kept on burning. The next day, a doctor came back and said that he would have to peel my skin off. And that was a petrifying thought, to hear that your skin has to be peeled off. It was for my own good, because naturally if the burnt skin heals, then it's not going to look very good. So unfortunately, I had to get skin from my face peeled off, from my chest, from my arms, from my leg peeled off. It was very painful. I didn't have a painkiller, so just imagine you are fully alert, fully awake, and somebody is literally peeling your skin off. Pain. I cannot describe in words what type of pain that was. But they sent me home that day. Once my skin was peeled off, they had to wrap me with gauze. So I literally looked like a mummy. And because my eyes were so sensitive, I couldn't open my eyes when I went outside. So somebody actually had to lead me around and tell me when to turn right, when to turn left, when to go up steps, when to go down steps, because I could not open my eyes to see where I was going. Again, because my skin was peeled off, I could not be exposed to sunlight because that would damage my skin. So I literally spent 5 months indoors hiding from the sun. Not only for my skin's sake, but it was also painful on my eyes when the sunlight hit my eyes. So I made several trips to and from the hospital on a regular basis to have my dressings changed and to have my skin continually peeled off. My skin was peeled off a couple days a week so that the fresh skin could grow back. And each time, this was without painkillers, mind you. So it's a feeling that you will never get used to. I know they say childbirth is painful. I've never experienced it, but I don't know. Having your skin peeled off is probably just as painful. I don't know. I actually used to sleep like I was on a cross with my arms stretched out because I was wrapped up, like I said, and I couldn't move my arms. I couldn't bend them because I was wrapped up with gauze. It was painful to walk, and even just lying there was painful. If I moved a little bit to the left or to the right, it would hurt. You know, everything hurt. My lips were swollen so huge that I couldn't eat. The chemical got into my mouth as well, so my tongue was a bit burnt, my gums were burnt, so I couldn't actually chew food. So my mother actually had to blend shakes for me, and I had to drink through a straw. I couldn't put a cup to my mouth to drink because my lips were so big I couldn't move my lips to put them to a cup. So I had to gently insert a straw at the side of my mouth and just, you know, sip from the straw. So because I couldn't really open my eyes, I couldn't read. So, you know, people had to read to me. I couldn't watch television. And when I did have the TV on, I had to put like a sheet over it to block out the light so it doesn't burn my eyes. So I could only listen to the TV. So I mostly listened to music for that period of time because I couldn't actually watch anything. Naturally, I could not shower. I couldn't wash my hair because the burns were all in my hair and everything, and I couldn't get them wet. So it was a really tough time. I remember when I woke up in the morning, my lips would be sealed because they're burnt. So they're healing, and as they heal shut. So on mornings when I woke up, I had to pry my lips open with my tongue. So I would take my tongue and press it up against my lips to pry it open gently so that I could be able to open my mouth. Otherwise, they would heal shut. I just want to take this time though to say thank you to the team of doctors that I had. They were truly amazing, and the nurses. They were patient with me because I was in so much pain. They accommodated me so I wouldn't have to wait long to get my dressings changed and that type of thing. And they were really caring, and I appreciated that very much because of the experience that I went through. It was earth-shattering. I mean, when I eventually did look into a mirror, I did not recognize myself. My knees literally went weak, and I was actually in the bathroom, and the mirror was above the sink. And I remember having to hold on to the sink because I felt like I would have passed out when I saw myself. My face was swollen so huge, I was, in my opinion, unrecognizable. I was depressed because I thought I would never look the same way again. When I looked at my skin, all I could see is like red and blood, and I could not imagine that I could heal when I saw myself. So it was a really depressing time for me. But I had, my mom to encourage me. I had friends to encourage me. My pastor, his wife encouraged me, and my entire church family. So I'm grateful for them as well, because I was sad, really, really sad every day. And my mom, she's so sweet. Every day she would come into my room and she'd be like, "Oh, you look better today." I'm thinking, no, I do not. I look like hell. But she was really positive and upbeat. "Oh yeah, you're healing. You're looking so, oh, the swelling is coming down." And I'm looking at myself and I'm thinking, I look so ugly right now. Because I was pink. Because imagine if your skin is peeled off and then what's revealed is just this pink raw flesh. Plus I'm swollen, so I looked like a blowfish. There was nothing, pretty or beautiful about me at the time. But I used that time, though, to draw closer to God. And this is where my faith really kicked in. And I had to rely on God to give me the strength to get from day to day to day. Especially too because you're in pain as well. In addition to looking like unrecognizable, I'm in pain all day, every day. And that in and of itself is depressing, You want to get up to go to the bathroom and you're in pain. You want to go and lay back down, you're in pain. Everything is pain. You're trying to sleep. You can't turn. You just have to sleep like this. It's uncomfortable. So it was really a sad time, but I got through it. I remember the day when the plastic surgeon told me, "Okay, you can start going to the beach." It was like, yes, you feel so good because now you can go outside. On one hand, though, it was good knowing that I was able to go outside and enjoy the outdoors. But on the other hand, I was self-conscious because I don't look myself. And, you don't want people see you that way. Again, my face is discolored. My skin is discolored. So now I'm going to the beach where I'm going to be exposing my skin to the public, and it was uncomfortable because, I'm not accustomed to, looking that way. But I did it. I still couldn't go into the sun. I probably didn't go into the sun for about a year, maybe over a year. It was to the point where I lacked vitamin D in my body, and I had to take vitamin D tablets because I just completely avoided the sun maybe for a year and a half. So when I initially started going to the beach, I had to go either very early in the morning, like 6 a.m., or late in the evening, like 6:30, when the sun is, going down. I couldn't have any exposure whatsoever to the sun. So the beach, however, was good for me because, it helped make me feel better. But in addition to that, it also helped with the healing process. I literally saw my skin healing faster when I started making those daily trips to the beach. And I started to feel better about myself because I could see my skin healing and coming back. Yes, there are parts of my skin that, because it was burnt worse than other parts, would never look the same again. I'm still grateful that I healed, the way I did, because when I see myself now and when I look at pictures of how I looked then, I am, grateful to God that I came this far. The beach was like, it worked wonders in terms of speeding up the healing process. I also researched different foods and vitamins that I could take that would help my skin to heal. So I was drinking a lot of papaya shakes and taking a lot of vitamin C and so on, eating lots of grains, and my skin started to heal really quickly. The nurses were surprised at how quickly I healed. Doctors were surprised at how quickly I healed. I feel like I am a walking miracle. I look back at where I've come from, and when I look at how far my skin has come today, the healing and the progress that it has made, I'm truly grateful to God for taking me through this experience. It was not easy, and even though it was depressing, I still grew from the experience. I still matured as a result of the experience. I would encourage anybody who goes through something, that is discouraging, depressing, you don't feel like, things are gonna ever get better. Just be patient and just take one day at a time, because things will get better. I didn't think that I would pull through this experience, but I did. I remember not wanting people to see me when I first had the accident, and I didn't let people see me. My close friends wanted to come and rally around me and support me and be there for me, but I didn't allow them. And that in and of itself was a mistake, because if somebody is your friend and they love you and they want to support you and help you through a difficult time, then you should let them. But I just was too embarrassed to let them see me that way. I felt ashamed about how I looked. I guess I was self-conscious about the swelling and the discoloration, because my face was many colors. My arms, my chest, it was many colors. It was black, it was purple, it was red, it was pink. It was swollen. I didn't want people to see me looking that way. I was embarrassed. But in retrospect, I should have allowed my friends to be there for me. And, you know, in the future, if I go through anything like that again, that is painful or might be embarrassing, I would not shut my friends out. I would allow them to be my friend. I'm Liesel Daisley. I'm a daughter, a sister, an auntie, a social activist, an entrepreneur, and I'm just another Bajan.